Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of our Speed Build Fridays, and today we are building an abandoned prison that has been overrun by werewolves. So this is obviously inspired by the new pack that recently launched, Werewolves for The Sims 4, and I have so many ideas, and this is one of several different community lots that we're going to be building with the Werewolves pack, and very overwhelmed at the beginning by this build. It was 50, I think it's a 50 by 40, yeah, 50 by 40 lot. Never built a prison before. I actually have built about 2 community lots ever in my building experience, which I don't know why I then thought it would be a good idea to tackle this massive 50 by 40. But looking at this lot, I remember, and then drawing that fence around it, I thought, oh, what have I done? Why have I taken on such a big task? But I had so much fun with this build. This is a combination of building at really late at night on my own and then building over on Twitch with all of you all. So the format of this video is a little bit different than normal, but it was the best way that I think I could do a speed build of such a mammoth size. So overall, this build time was about, well, hang on. There was 2 Twitch streams, so maybe 6 hours doing the details, and then maybe another 2 hours building it. Maybe about 8 hours in total, which would be a very long speed build, even if I was to speed it all up. So the way this video is formatted is you see a speed build of me building the shell. So this is what we're doing right now. We're building the shell of the prison, and it's this entire structure, the exterior, getting the shaping and the floor plan, and then every so often it will jump into normal speed of me giving a tour of the details. And that's when me and the Twitch community have wolfified the build, which is a term we invented, basically to describe that the werewolves have taken over. So right now I'm trying to build a prison in the most functional, normal looking way. And then on our Twitch streams, which I would love to have you join if you are not hanging out with us over on Twitch, we all build together. They are community builds, which is basically what I like to call them, when we do a bunch of different polls throughout the building process so that everyone has their creative input. So many amazing ideas from all of you all, and that is really what Twitch is great for. So we took the shell, which is what I'm building now, and then we wolfified it. So then that's when the werewolves have taken over. It looks abandoned. It looks chaotic and messy and dirty. So that was by far the most fun I've had in a build in a very long time. Builds like that are just so... they're really pushing me out of my creative comfort zone to build something so ugly, but using items that I obviously don't really use for normal builds. I'm not using them for the career builds. And that's things like trash and a lot of debug items. So when you don't use those items very often, it makes it so fun to then go every so often build something like this and really push me out of my creative comfort zone. So yeah, would love if you came and join us over on Twitch for future builds like that. But okay, let's get into the prison speed build. So we decided to fill up this 50 by 40 lot with the first bit, which is what we're working on right now. The bottom right is the car park. That is where, well, there's a few cars there and the car park entry. And then directly behind that, which is where we have the tower, the debug tower right now, that is where we do the leisure area. Ignore that room that I just built, that eventually goes, but where that room just got deleted, that is the leisure area. So that is where they have the sports equipment, fitness, leisure stuff. So that is where the prisoners were, because it's abandoned now. It's not an active prison, during their break. And then the 2 buildings either side on the left are the actual prison main house. So you have one of those as where the prison cells are. And then the second lot is the cafeteria, reception, yeah, the back office, things like that. The showers are there as well. So throughout the build, you will be seeing a lot of the Werewolves items, including the wallpaper, the brick wallpaper that you're seeing right now. That is from the Werewolves pack. We actually have two types of that same wallpaper, one with the black and yellow markings on the bottom half, and then the plain gray bricks, which fits perfectly for the tower. And also a lot of the other Werewolves items that we have scattered around the build. So for a game pack, the Werewolves pack has really exceeded my expectations. This is one of a few builds I think I've already uploaded now, and so many ideas still to come with this pack. It's just a pack I was not expecting to like, and I think when your expectations are a little bit low, then there's, you know, more chance for you to be impressed, and I really, really was with this pack. The items in this pack are so detailed and so unique, not anything like anything else we have in the game. So I was very inspired to build with it. Okay, so the structure of the prison is starting to take shape. So we now have two towers, two watchtowers, which originally I was going to use the debug ones and then decided not to. So we have built our own, so we can actually do lookout towers on them. And then the leisure area in the back right, and then here these are the main structures for the prison with a fencing walkway over the top. For roofing, we go with very simple half wall roofing. I actually wasn't sure what kind of roofing to do. I looked at some reference pictures. Is it the Walking Dead prison? There was one prison. Yes, it is the Walking Dead prison. So we were building this on Twitch. Well, actually, what I'm building right now is building on my own. But then when I showed everyone on Twitch, somebody said that I had built the Walking Dead prison completely unintentionally. I have never seen The Walking Dead. And now that I'm Googling it, it actually looks so similar. So the towers are almost identical. We have the same prison, the same roofing situation, and the fencing and the different blocks and the different structures. Completely unintentional, though. Walking Dead, I would never, ever watch. That's not, just not my kind of genre. Terrified of those kinds of shows. Okay, so that is pretty much the shell of the prison now. And every so often you'll see me jumping into debug to pull a few items out, like that paparazzi van vehicle that we have in the bottom right. Was tempted to use that, but we kind of ran out of road space, so I didn't in the end. And then very soon we will be jumping into the details of the build. So that will be me just walking you through everything that we've done, because yeah, as I said, it would be a very long speed build if it was just all like this all the way through. Then I struggled a little bit to do the wallpapers actually for this prison. So the exterior with the towers, I liked having them as brick, but then for the actual main building and structure, I wasn't sure whether to do brick or concrete, and then have it darker or lighter. Wasn't too sure. We changed it a few times in this video. And then we add in a few windows. These are my favorite windows from Snowy Escape. The placement of the windows changes a little bit as we then jump inside, and then obviously where the prison cells are, those change and get adjusted. But yeah, they were the perfect windows for this build with the bars. Okay, and now let's jump into the best part, the details. So this is the exterior and the details. So let me give you a quick tour of what we've done. We basically pulled out a bunch of items from the Werewolves pack, Eco Lifestyle, and Strangerville, which have the best trash items. We have this military truck here on its side, which came from Strangerville. We put a TV in there and lots of trash scattered around. We also pulled out some cracks and stains, mostly from the Werewolves pack, which obviously were very important to include the fact that the werewolves have now taken over the prison. So this is the leisure area that I was talking about with the sports equipment, basketball, football stuff. There's some benches there. The werewolves have now used this as like a campground hangout, so they have a bonfire there. And then we have the truck here, which was so much fun to do, crashing into the wall, which is very, very easy to do actually. It's one piece from Werewolves, that's the stuff on the floor. And then this is actually a column that we raised up using the 9 key to make it look like it's a hole in the wall. and then that's it. Then we have this overgrown green area, greenhouse, which obviously the werewolves are not maintaining anymore. And now back to speed builds. So I hope this format is okay for you all. If you want to jump in more into the details, I would love it if you downloaded it from the gallery. Actually, there's lots of little things to go and explore in the build. So this is on my gallery, hiemmanicole. It's called the abandoned prison run by werewolves, something like that. And yeah, there's lots of things to explore in this build. Okay, so now we're working on the interior, back to the speed build format. So we have the downstairs, which is the actual prison. And the room that we're working on right now is the reception area. This is the main entrance into the prison. And that then leads into the cafeteria and to a private back office. And then the bigger building that you see is where the actual prison cells are. So we have scattered a lot of graffiti and cracks around the exterior of the walls as well, which you probably have just seen. I'm adding in some items to help give context to what each room is before we then jump in over to Twitch to show you the details. But this is obviously the cafeteria, and then I just do some benches scattered around. And I mean, when I was building this, I wanted to build it so it was more of looking like a functional prison. And then when we moved over to Twitch, that's when we wolfified it and really made everything look abandoned. So it's looking very neat right now, but it doesn't stay that way for very long. So yeah, this is the cafeteria. We have an activities board here with some activities and general notes and notices for the prisoners. Here we have the reception area. So this is the main entrance to the prison. We do a back office here, which is then used a half wall to create that divide between the visitors and the staff. I think that window ends up, yeah, we changed that for a half wall. And then that little room on the left is a locker room, more like a staff room. And then there's also a prisoner cell in there for new arrivals. So yeah, that's the reception area. And yeah, as I said, we then go through and make everything look much more abandoned when we move over to Twitch. Okay, and then this large main room here is the main house for the prison cells. So we have actually a few different fencing that we could use for the cells. We have the get to work actual fencing. I believe it's get to work. But the problem with that is we're then limited on how we place it. I wanted to do some prison walls and doors that are flat, but get to work actually has in debug, and they are locked via the bb.ignore gameplay unlocks entitlement cheat. And they are just individual prison cell pieces. So you have the walls and you have the doors, and then we create our own structure using them. So they're hidden away in debug. You can unlock them as you move up the detective career or the police career, but they were great for this build because then I could freely place them wherever I wanted. Okay, and then directly behind the prison cells is our library. This is where the prisoners can come and study and work and get access to the internet and their computers and stuff. So yeah, again, everything looks very neat now, but we do go and mess everything up when we eventually move over to Twitch, and you'll see that in a few minutes. So yeah, that's the downstairs. And then the opposite end of the prison cell where you see the car breaking in, that was an empty room. I did not know what to do in there when I was building this, so I waited until we were with Twitch to decide what we do there. And then, final few items that we do in this prison cell is some leisure stuff. So we have some benches, foosball, ping pong, and that is for the prisoners to enjoy during their break. So yeah, that is the downstairs. And then you can see there is an upstairs. That is the stairs leading up to a little bit of a smaller second floor, which is a continuation of the prison cells. And we do some fun things in those prison cells, which I will not reveal in a few minutes I will. But yeah, so that is the downstairs. And then upstairs, we take on the same kind of structure. We do 3 prison cells up here. 4, 5, 2 on the opposite side. And then right at the bottom, you can see that there's that walkway, that fenced walkway, and that is the shower room. So that is where the prisoners go and shower. Each of the prison cells has a toilet, bench, bed, sink. And then the showers is a separate building separated by that walkway. So yeah, there you go. 5 cells upstairs. So much fun building this. And you know what? It didn't, well, it did take me 8 hours. I was about to say it didn't take me as long as I thought. It didn't. I was really expecting it to be about 2-week build, but we blasted it out on Twitch together. And then I did a couple hours before to do the shell. So we finished it within the week, but it still took a long time. 8 hours is a really long time for builds. Not as long as I could have been though. If I was building this all on my own, I would be so indecisive and it would take me double the amount of time. Okay, we are about to jump into the details, the best part. So you see the prison all semi-functional and we're about to wolfify it, which means the werewolves have really taken over. They now use this as their headquarters, their hangout, they run the show, and let's just jump right in. Okay, this is so exciting. It probably looks completely different to what you were imagining. So there you go. This is the werewolves hangout. They now have access to all the prison cells. Maybe the werewolves even sleep in some of the prison cells. I imagine some of them even live here. But basically, we've brought all of the graffiti in, all of the cracks in, pizza boxes, trash, paper, drinks, beers, everything, cobwebs scattered around. We just really went in on all of the clutter and the mess. So this is what the prison cells are looking like. We used tool mod to flip a lot of the items. So you'll see some items are sideways, like that sink bottom left, the bed was sideways. Here we have a hole in the vents, which leads out into this little escaped prisoner that such a funny storyline that someone thought of. So yeah, one of the prisoners had escaped. This is now the library room, which basically now the werewolves, just use to hang out, pizza and food takeaway. And then on this side, we have more prison cells. We use tool mod, as I said, to flip over a lot of the items. And this was my first proper build using tool. I used it a few times for our Shrek build, Shrek Swamp, but yeah, first proper time using tool mod, and I really enjoyed it. Okay, this was the prison cell that I was telling you about. This is now home to all of the werewolves' stolen items. So the werewolves have stolen all of the items, or some of the most expensive items from around town. So this is their little secret treasure room. And one of the werewolves stands guard on there. And then fire hydrants. This is a collection of toilets that one of the werewolves has kept. And then in this room, we then have another hole in the wall, which you can see. And that is for another escaped prisoner. So we just had different storylines in each of the cells. So yeah, if you want to go and download this from the gallery, you'll find little Easter eggs in some of the other prison cells of different lore and storylines that are going on. And then through the walkway, this is the shower room. So that is the shower room with lockers, and well, now it's a trash site, but it was the shower room. And this is the end of the build. So I hope you have enjoyed that. So much fun to build. Did I show you this? No, I don't think I did. I don't think I showed you the cafeteria. But yeah, I just had so much fun building this. So thank you if you were part of the build process over on Twitch for all of your amazing ideas. And if you want to be part of the future build, would love to have you over there, and then let me know that you came over from YouTube. We do a lot of community builds like this where we do lots of polls and get all of our ideas together. But yes, I hope you have enjoyed this build. You can download it now from the gallery. And make sure you go and have an explore and find any of the other hidden Easter eggs. This is the reception, by the way, completely trashed. Possibly the most trashed, I think, out of all of them. But yeah, I hope you have enjoyed that build. Thank you so much for watching. And we will resume our career builds in the next couple of weeks. I think we coming out to the end of our werewolf builds. But yeah, I hope you have enjoyed that, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!